Good evening. Hi, we are live. Let me just turn this other one down. Oh, a little bit of power music to start off with, just because there is a very large, important sport ball thing happening a little bit later, which is why we are now on at 6:30 tonight instead of our usual time. So if you are from somewhere that doesn't really care about the Euro Cup final and you're wondering why we're going a little bit early tonight, that is the reason. It's because the European Championship final is on. England is in the final, and several of my spanners, my moderators, and also the large majority of the country are planning on tuning in at 8 o'clock. So so we decided, rather than spending an hour and a half from the football match starts doing this, that we would start early. So good evening and welcome everybody to a fabulous good evening. Anita, thank you very much for saying the notifications have gone out. But there we go. So we are due for a fabulous sports event. I don't know whether you can see just here in my background, just there, I have a green candle lit. The lights are all on green tonight. Green is the color of luck, prosperity and abundance, or at least one of those colors. That you can also use gold, but for us, so there is a dark green candle there which has herbs and that all on it. It's an anointed candle that is burning to try and send the team a little bit of extra luck. I've also got good evening to Louise. I've also got my cauldron going and everything, so we are in full support tonight of the sport ball. Hello to Byron. Hello, my darling. How are you? Hello to Louise. So we are going to be on a little bit of a different schedule tonight because of everything. We are going to do half an hour of self-care skincare. Good evening to Renata. We're going to do half an hour of skincare and self-care, and then we are going to very rapidly transition into tarot at 8 o'clock. No, at 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock the tarot will start. So if you do have a question or if you would like a reading, do please make sure that you are there we go. So that is out and fine. Fabulous. I can turn that off now. So do please make sure that you have your questions ready from 8 o'clock. We're from 7 o'clock. We are going to open them up very, very, very succinctly tonight. We're going to do this. So how has everybody been doing? How are you all? It's lovely to see you all in the chat interacting already. Louise, how are you doing? Yaz is here. Hello, just on your way out, but thought I'd pop in to say have a good live and that you've thumbed up. Thank you. The sport ball events, Yaz, hopefully that will all be good. And I don't know whether you heard, but there is a green candle burning just here. It's a full candle. It's not a little spell candle. It's a full candle anointed with herbs and everything. So hopefully that will help. Louise, you're okay. And that Wimbledon is over. So now you've got to go back to work tomorrow. Do you know what? Because the football has taken up everybody's kind of attention here in the UK. I've not even seen anything about Wimbledon. I've not seen anybody like on the news. The football kept posting and I kept getting like updates like, oh, look at this, it's like 1-0, oh, it's now 1-1, oh, now it's 2-1, oh. So I got that a lot, but I didn't actually get anything in terms of Wimbledon. Renata, you've just got back from Raby Castle. That sounds amazing. I don't know where Raby Castle is. Right, okay, I need to start my skincare, otherwise we're not going to have time. So I'm going to start off with a Dr. Botanicals. This is the Cocoa Noir night reversal cream thing. Hopefully we'll have something to celebrate. See you all at some point in the week. Absolutely, Yaz. Absolutely, my love. You have a lovely, lovely, lovely evening of football and frolics, and hopefully you'll have a very big hangover tomorrow, if that makes sense. I do like the way several companies are jumping on the sport ball bandwagon. So the one I noticed mostly was Look Fantastic. I put an Instagram post out that basically said, oh, hang on, I've just realized I've got one of my lights out. I wonder if I can I throw something at the light to make that other light work? Oh, there goes the microphone. Hang on a second. Let me do if I unwind. No, I need to wait 1 second. There we go. So the microphone's back working. I'm going to have to stand up. Bear with. Oh dear. I was all set up and everything. I honestly was all set up and everything, and then I just didn't put my other light on. But yes, so a little bit of housekeeping. The healing brooch is just here as part of this white flower. If you can see it, maybe it'll be better. Shall I move it onto a black? Hang on. I thought if I put it on the white, it might stand out, but actually, let's see if I can shift it up to there. Does that stand out more? Yeah, that does. Right. Okay. So the healing brooch is here. So if you are somebody who needs healing or who needs a little bit of extra energy in the week, what we would ask you to do is, even if you need a bit of energy on a Sunday, that's absolutely fine. But what we'd ask you to do is, every time you see this brooch, if you just kind of see it in the shot, just send it a little bit of love, a little bit of healing, a little bit, just literally go, boom, oh, healing brooch, oh, have a little dot of energy. And then the idea is that midweek this sits here on my back altar, along with some selenite and some other crystals that magnify energy. And so the idea is that over the week, that the energy that we give it on a Sunday, it gets magnified during the week, and then if we need to call on it during the week, we can call on that healing energy. And just like, whether that is as a prayer, whether that is as part of a working, whether that is just like you wake up and you think you've twinged your back in the night and you're just like, oh, let me just get a little bit of healing brooch energy. Let me just send it there to my back. Let's just see whether that can help. So yeah, hopefully, anyway, that's the idea of the healing brooch. So there we go. That is just here now. As I say, green candle lit for England. I've got my cauldron going. The lights are all on green. So that should, well, say that should help. It's sending, doing what we can for the national team. I know, right? Anyway, but the thing is, the only thing is that there will be a lot of witches in Italy doing the same thing for their team. So it's kind of like one counterbalances the other. So in the end, whatever. But anyway, we're still doing it. It's the thought that counts, isn't it? It's the thought that counts and the energy involved. So yes, right. I'm using my Argyle line now on my forehead lines. So we're going to try a little bit of this. How's everybody been? So what is Raby Castle, and Renata? I don't even know where that is. I've never heard of it. Is it an actual like castle? It sounds intriguing. I'm going to have a little look-see at some point and see what Raby or Rabby Castle is. Let's have a look. Oh, hang on. Djokovic won, which won't mean anything to you. I know Djokovic. I do. So I'm not quite as ignorant about sports as I make out, to be honest. I do know a little bit. I couldn't tell you facts or figures or dates or anything, but I do know who most of the key players are. So yes. Anyway, it's been a really interesting week, hasn't it? Like, everybody's been concentrating on the football. Everyone's been kind of waiting to see what's happening with all of the unlocking of lockdown and everything. So this is my vitamin C serum now that I'm putting on. Oh, Renata lost your internet. That's not good, Renata. That's not good at all. Okay. Well, I was just asking Renata about Raby Castle, and just saying that I've never even heard of it, and I'm wondering what it's like there. It sounds like, is it an actual castle? Is it an actual kind of, medieval type place, or is it just a place that's named Raby Castle? I really don't know. Not everyone has footy on their mind. Exactly, my darling. I know they don't. Not everybody is worried about the football. As I say, once we've done this, I will be cooking dinner when the football is kind of on. I will probably listen in and just kind of take a little bit of notice just to see the mood of the country, because I will tell you, if England wins, then the country generally will be in a much happier place for a few days. And then if England lose, then we'll be in a terrible place for a few days. And it does seem to have a really big sort of effect on the country's mood, even if you're not a sports ball fan. So then, what have I got to tell you a little bit about today? Well, we are going to be doing, as I say, we're going to be doing the tarot from about from 7 o'clock. The apologies for anybody who was looking for the Fiverr gig. I've decided to change the video, so I need to change the video. And before I do that, before I put the gig back live, I do need to change that video. Renata says, County Durham. Where's that? Where's County Durham? It's a medieval castle of the Neville family built from the 11th century onwards. Wow. Oh, wow. You see, now I'm impressed. Now I am impressed. Kirsty has just sent a message saying that she has to get reorganized because her laptop needs rebooting. So she's currently rebooting the laptop and getting herself sort of settled for the evening. It's up north. Is it like between? Is it on the boundaries of Scotland? Scotland. The link will work, but you can't book a gig at the moment, Anita. So I will be changing that. Oh yeah, no, it's the same gig. I'm just changing the video for it. In fact, I tell you what, I'll put it live. I'll put it live now so that people can find it. Hang on, let me just do this. Do 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 ba la 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 la. Can I do that? Can I actually? I'll have to do it after this. I'll do it straight after this, Anita. So yeah, it will be working. I will make it do things. Hold on. La 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 la. Right. Let me just go into. I know I said I was going to do it in a second, didn't I? But I will edit gig. There we go. Is it live? How do I turn it back to live? I can't see. My eyes aren't working because I can't see. I'll do it after this, Anita. But yeah, I will do it after this. Renata, it's near Barnard Castle. Just much more beautiful and still lived in. Wow. That sounds amazing. Hey, Kirsty. Kirsty says, hey, all. Hi, my darling. Hope you are doing well. It's Kirsty. Phew, thought I was on my own there. Oh, bless you, Anita. It's fine. We'd have coped. It will be fine. So if you're just joining, Kirsty, I have a green candle burning for the England team. My lights are all on green for luck and prosperity. For that, not that they need any prosperity. Jesus, they're all paid like ridiculous amounts of money for kicking a ball around, but anyway, let's not go there. So that is all on today. Congratulations to Djokovic, who won in the final at Wimbledon. Yay. I watched it. It was an amazing match. It was absolutely, I've got no idea, Anita told me, absolutely amazing match, game, set and match. It was brilliant. But yes, so right, I've done half of my face. So I've done all my lotions and potions. Normally I'd let them settle in a little bit, but we are going to crack on. I've got a skin mask. I've got a sheet mask tonight. So sorry, I had to reboot the laptop because kids have been on it this afternoon, and of course it had to update as well. Oh my god, it's so annoying when it does that. So I'm using the OK SOS Save Our Skin toning peacock print mask tonight, to this evening. I thought that might be a really good one to have. Let me just, oh, what's this? Hang on, I've just got a message. Okay, can I ignore that? Yes, I'm going to ignore that. Right, there we go. So yeah, overall, like, how's everybody been? Are you excited about this there footy thing? Byron. Hi, Kirsty. Sorry for missing your live on Friday. I managed to go out. Yay! And have a few pints at the pub. Yay! Hurrah! And the crowd goes wild. Oh, choking myself. I think I breathed in the furry bits from the microphone. Hey Byron, ooh, that's okay, hun. Actual pub get together can't ever be turned down. No, that's really good, Byron. I'm actually really excited for you. That's really exciting. Well done. Yeah, yay. Thumbs up from me. Talking about thumbs up, if you haven't already, you can hit that thumbs up button. It does really help me out here with the algorithm. Now, I don't know how busy we're going to be tonight. I have put messages out on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on my other account, the Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, where we've just passed, what have we just passed? 1,250? Yeah, 1,250 subscribers over there, which is cool. No, is that right? I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah. So anyway, I put that out over there. But obviously, because this is a different time, it might be that we don't get so many readings tonight, which is probably a good thing, because normally, you know, we go over, and we can't go over tonight because at 8 o'clock, everybody will be leaving and departing and absolutely going straight on to the footy ball. Byron, really happy you did it, although the hangover was truly historic. Worth it, though. I'm really pleased, Byron. I'm really glad that I am so glad that you had a shit hangover. I really am, because it means you had a really good night. So I'm really pleased for you for that. And that's really, really, really cool, actually. You know, congratulations on your shit hangover. Your bad head, you earn every single one of them. So that's absolutely cool. Surprisingly, you will not be watching the football, would you believe? Well, I think I'm going to be doing so. I think I've got a very important appointment booked in for that time. It's called cooking dinner. I'm making burrito bowls for like maybe the 4th time in the last 2 weeks. So I will be doing burrito bowls. Who told you about your bad head? You just did, because you said you had a hangover. You just said you had a hangover. It was truly historic. You Renata's going to be listening to some opera instead. So yes, right, okay, let's do the sheet mask. I'm just sat here because I'm like, oh look, everybody's chatting away, and I want to know. I want to know the gossip. Basically, that's the thing. So we've got a few people watching this live. If you are watching live, do come and say hello in the live chat. That really helps out. If you are part of the replay crew, do please put yourself an emoji. And what other emoji could it possibly be tonight? The subject that, if you're in the UK, or I guess in Ireland, yes, they are, Louise. I'll come to that in a second. If you're in England or Ireland, or Italy, sorry, not Ireland. If you're in either Italy or England, then football is obviously the key thing today. So could you please put the football emoji into the comment section if you're watching this as part of the replay crew. If you are watching this part of the replay crew, we love you lots and lots and lots. Do make sure you come down normally on a Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, 8 p.m. for the tarot, if you want to get yourself a free reading. Sue Barras is here. Good evening to Sue. Hello, my love. Yes, Louise, the burrito bowls are Slimming World. We're going to film it as a recipe, but basically it's 2% turkey mince, and then the sort of fajita type spice. And what I do is or rather Rufus, let me put my sheet mask on as I talk. So this is the sheet mask. Rufus is my sous chef. So basically, because of like his breathing issues and everything else, he finds it difficult to stand in the kitchen and cook, but I can do that. So what he will do is prep all the food. So he's going to prep everything. So he's going to dice some onion up really small. Also, he's much better at chopping than I am. Like, he worked in kitchens, whereas my chopping, like, the onion tends to be sort of like, you know, like that big. Whereas he chops it and it's like tiny little diced onion. So we're going to have, so you dice the onion really small, fry that off with a couple of squirts of fry light. I use the garlic fry light. Put your mince in, cook all that down. Then I get some, like half of the onion. The other half of the onion, once all that mince and that is cooked, I take that out of the pan. Or technically I've done it the wrong way around. Right, so what I do is I do the onion, then I cook half a tin of tomatoes in with the onion and reduce it right down, stick that in a bowl. Then I do the other half of the onion with the turkey mince, and then I'll use courgettes and maybe some peppers and all of that. Cook all that through, like everything is really finely diced. Cook all that through in the pan. And then basically what I do is to then add either a packet of fajita seasoning, or what I'm going to do tonight is to create my own out of all our spices. We've got a giant spice drawer, so I'm going to use all the spices and make that same sort of fajita type flavoring with some paprika and all that, smoked paprika and things. And then cook all that off while that's like on a low heat, just simmering over. So I then add the tomatoes back into that. So that's really yummy, the tomato and oniony mix. And then keep that on a low heat just to reduce. And then while I'm doing that, I'll whack a salad together, put that into a bowl or into a container, and then the burrito, all of that lovely sort of spicy, meaty, fajita type mix, all of that then gets dumped on top of the salad, and then it's basically a burrito bowl. So it's exactly the same thing as you get from Taco Bell, except I make it myself, and it's something that we just, oh my God, it's something that we discovered that we liked from Taco Bell. And so once we've gone back on Slimming World, I've just made it my own. So I will, as I say, we will film it and we will do it as a recipe, because it's no sins, or the only sins you need to sin are for the squirts and squirts of fry light, if you have lots of that, or if you use a packet. Why can't I get this mask open tonight? Hang on, there you go. If you use a packet fajita mix, then you have to sin the mix. Otherwise, you just use the herbs. So, but it's super tasty, and we are going to have that probably 2 or 3 times a week now, because it is really yummy, it's really filling, and yeah, it's really, really, really low sin, low calorie. There you are. That's the mask tonight. Look, it's a peacock mask. So here we go. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? What on earth? I mean, you know, when I used to be on stage, we never used peacock feathers. I absolutely refused to have peacock feathers in any part of my costume, any part of the backpack, back dresses, anything like that, any part of the, you know, if we had a feather, like a feather backpack or a full feather, you know, like the like carnival type things. If we ever had that situation, we never, ever, ever used peacock, because peacock feathers are a little bit unlucky on stage. They're sort of seen as bad luck. You're loving the mask. I quite like it. I do quite like it. Don't know if you look like a peacock or an alien out of Star Trek. It has got some sort of Star Trek-y type things, hasn't it? Like if we do this like this, and like put my hair down over it, like you could see this is like, no, Captain Kirk, I demand you give up your vessel for the Quashkaya Empire. Yeah, not as funny as the dog one. I've got a cat one as well. I'm going to do the cat one next week, I think. Yeah, we're going to do the cat one next week. This feels really nice. I'm just looking for I'm just looking for my roller, which is absolutely in front of me, because I reorganized my desk and tidied it up. And I also, when I was tidying, I've tidied away my jar of spell candles. I'm so pissed off with myself. I have like a mason jar or a Kenner jar with, they're also unlucky in any home, not just on the stage. I didn't know that, Renata. I wonder where that comes from. I don't have peacock feathers. I won't have peacock feathers. I don't know where that's from though. Like I know that on stage they were something that we never ever used, or like these days people do, but I just was absolutely, when I was taught my stagecraft, when I was a young person and going to auditions going, hello, I would really like to be one of the Von Trapp children, please. True story. I never was a Von Trapp. I was part of Fagin's gang, because we had Fagin's gang with lots of young boys and girls that were part of Fagin's gang on stage. It is an OK one, yes, well spotted, Sue. It is the OK SOS skin toning peacock print sheet mask. I think it's really nice, actually. Yeah, I really do think it's really nice. But yeah, I was never one of the Von Trapps, but I was one of Fagin's gang. And we had to be called Fagin's gang because it was mixed gender, whereas obviously it's generally known as Fagin's boys. But when you're not allowed them, I mean, when you're like multi-gendered as kids and you're just all running around, it was yeah. So we were Fagin's gang, which does then have other connotations when you think about it now, and you suddenly think, okay, this old man with all of these kids sleeping in, let's not go there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Sue, aka expert on face masks. I know, right? The thing is, right, I understand the printed masks. I'm just a little bit, yours are after different jet lag. What? You've got a few of them, but mine are different jet lag ones. Oh, they're really good ones as well. Yeah, no, they're really good. Yay, the reading requests are open. If you would like a tarot reading tonight, please put your question into the chat with the word question beginning so that we can find it. And then my lovely, lovely tarot moderator, Kirsty, will take that message, send it over to me via Instagram, and then add it to a list of readers. Right then, so if the requests are open, it does mean it is time for a self-care oracle card. We're going to do this each and every Sunday now because I really love these cards. They are possibly one of my favorite kind of bits of the Sunday evenings sort of sessions, because I just really like that little reminder of self-care. If you are just joining, by the way, this is a special early edition of the Self-Care Sunday and Tarot Hour because of the certain sport ball event, because of the European Cup final, or the Euros, where England are playing Italy at 8 p.m. UK time. So we're ending about 8 p.m. UK time tonight. So yes. So if you're wondering why we are suddenly live and I've got my face mask on before normally this would even start, that is the reason. Normal service will be resumed next week. So if you have missed this on the live and you're watching on the replay crew, don't worry, 7 p.m. next week, we will be back to normal time. So then let's do a little self-care card. Now, I know that Anita likes these cards as well, and Yaz thinks they're really beautiful. So that's, I also agree with that. Right, there we go. We've got a mid-drop. And so today's self-care card is abundance planning. Oh, now that's really interesting. We are in a new moon. So we are, I think, tonight is the last night of the dark moon, I think, and then we're officially into a waxing moon, so a growing moon. So this is a perfect time for planning abundance. So I do actually have a couple of abundance workings that I intend doing. One of them came through Witch Casket, and I've got one that I'm working on for my own project. So I do have an abundance working, which is why I'm really pissed off that I can't find my spell candles, because I need another bloody green candle. And I want to, I've put them somewhere. I've put them somewhere tidy. But anyway, so for me, abundance planning is to work how you are going to make things happen. How are you going to manifest things? How are you going to manifest that positive energy, that positive fortune, that financial gain? How are you going to manifest that? Are you going to, do some extra hours at work? Are you going to look at maybe decluttering and selling some items on eBay? Are you going to be doing a working yourself and actually trying to get some more positive financial energy coming your way? Are you going to set up a saving scheme maybe? So your saving scheme could well be that you've got one of those accounts where every time you pay on your card, it rounds it up to the nearest pound or the nearest £5 or the nearest £10 and diverts that straight into a savings account. So that if you're spending £48 in a shop, it takes it at £50 and puts that extra £1 whatever into a little account and just does that on a daily basis, so you don't even notice it. Is that something you're doing? Good evening, Kelly. Good evening, my darling. How are you this evening? I look like an alien. This is a peacock mask. I see your peacock, your peacock. Let me see your peacock, your peacock. I'm not doing that. I'll get demonetized. I've already been, for my tarot, the tarot video has already been copyright claimed because I used the Golden Girls. Thank you for being a friend. Travel around the world and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. Dun, dun, dun. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be for me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Gotta sing it. I love the Golden Girls so much. But yes, so today's oracle card is the abundance planning. So abundance plan. Yes, do abundance plan. And basically, if that is, look, you can see, look at the little cat there. Look at the little cat. It's a little Chinese lucky cat, but it's holding a fish. It's so cute. So yeah, do absolutely. This is the perfect time for abundance planning. It really is. Let's put this here. Can you see that there? Oh yeah, just about. Let's put that just there. Oopsie. Doesn't want to sit there. Right. 1 second. Let's put this there. Come on, sit still. Thank you. There we go. Abundance planning. So thank you very much, Kelly. You're loving the mask. Sue, we've got your question. Thank you. Kirsty, you did wonder when you heard that, honey, but thought you were just being a rebel by keeping it in there. Do you know what? It said when I put it up on YouTube, it now does a YouTube check as soon as you upload it, and it did say that there would be a copyright claim on it. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not monetized. It doesn't really matter as long as they don't take the video down. Like, they can stick an advert on it and they can get themselves that 0.0001 pence. It doesn't bother me. You know, my channel is so small, I don't need to worry about copyright claims. So at this point, a copyright strike is different, but a copyright claim, I can just let that go. So yes, there we go. We've got today's abundance, planning abundance. So for me, this is a really good time of year to plan abundance. July is the perfect month because we are going into Lammas at the end of the month. If you don't know, Lammas is the Sabbath, the pagan sort of holiday, all about reaping. So it's all about what's it called? Cutting the grain and harvesting. That's the word I'm looking for. It's all about harvesting all of the stuff that you've already sown. So reap what you sow. It's all about that. It's all about having that abundance. It's all about that. This tarot card that I've got here behind me, which is the Empress, you can see this wheat here at the bottom. That is part of that. That would be very much a Lammas type symbol, really. Having that harvest, having that abundance, having a time where we are in surplus rather than in need. So abundance planning is a perfect card to do right now. Not only are we in that phase of the moon where we can grow that energy, but also towards the end of the month when we hit Lammas, we can then reap that energy back. So it's a really, really, really good time to work on some abundance planning. Right, I'm going to take this mask off. Oh, there we go. Oh, I know, right? There we go. Look at that now. Look at my lovely glowing skin. That actually feels really nice, actually. I've got to say, that does feel like a really, really nice mask. So, as ever, we are about to transition into the tarot hour. I'm just going to whack my hair up just with a little butterfly clip. There we go. So we're now going to whack over into the tarot hour. So if you are wanting a tarot reading, as I say, you do need to put the word question followed by your question into the chat, and then that will get passed over to myself. Now then, a couple of little bits of housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. That is really important. The way I always say is, if you've got an issue in life, try and tackle it with the mundane before the magical. So, or at least alongside the magical. Don't just rely on the magical sort of cures for things. So if you've got if you fall over and break your leg, don't just put a magical healing spell bottle together. Kind of go to the doctor and get it put in a plaster, because back in the day, when there were only witches that knew anything about healing herbs and potions and ointments and things, like, that's who you would go to if you couldn't afford the doctor. But these days, you go to the doctor and then you go to the witch to do some healing on it afterwards. So that's the kind of principle, okay? So the same with tarot cards. If you've got an issue, if you've got a problem and no one else can fix it, maybe you should find the tarot team. Yeah, no. Maybe you should absolutely always look for that mundane result first. So if you've got a financial issue going on or a legal issue going on, say, don't just ask the tarot cards for advice. Maybe go and see a lawyer. That might help. Louise, I've got your question. I've seen your question. Kirsty's going to take that and she'll relay that over to me in a little bit via the Instagram. So then, this is probably going to be the last time I use this particular deck on a reading. I know, right? Don't worry. I have ordered a new version of my deck because this one is now pretty old, pretty tired, and it is proper vintage. It's like 18, 20 years old. So it has very much done the rounds. to the extent you can't buy this deck as it is anymore. There is an updated version of this which I have ordered and should be here this week. I will be filming a video as part of the tarot series on this channel where I will go through the differences, and I'll actually look at the cards for the first time in comparison with this deck. I'll have to put it all back in order, which is so annoying, but I'll look at the cards and I will do a comparison video and give you my thoughts and feelings on the updated version, and then next Sunday, I will probably be using that new deck. It all depends on how we go. I might have a little crossover Sunday where I might use this one. I don't know yet. But anyway, do please bear in mind, you have to be 18 plus to have a tarot reading on this channel. That isn't true across the board. There's no legal requirement for that. But for me, I just make sure that you are 18 plus. My moderators in the live chat will be asking you to confirm your age. You look, if you lie, there's nothing that we can do about that. Just know that bad juju does follow liars, particularly when you're dealing with witchy things. Now, I will be asking my dragons to come on board. I think we've got a little bit of wispy energy coming in again today. So wispy will be here. In fact, yeah, wispy will be here helping with the reading. So wispy is a dragon guide, if you like, that I use. I also have other tarot guides and sources. Now, I don't claim that tarot comes from anything other than there being 78 colored cards. I can never remember. 78 color bits of cardboard, which tell a story, and I interpret that story. Now, again, I will say, if you haven't seen my tarot video that I did this week, do go and watch that, because I do explain how different tarot readers will interpret the same card slightly differently, because each of the cards do have a few keywords that are attached to them. Now, in my experience, those keywords give a flavor of that card, and how you interpret it, you know, there might be one card with 5 keywords. For me, 2 of those keywords might be the ones that stand out the most, and that's what I use this particular card for, whereas another card will use one of those other keyword meanings as well. And so basically, say, for example, say I'm looking for, or the cards are trying to tell me about, you know, a bad decision. So one card might say this is a bad decision that you regret. Another card might say this is something that you know, wish had happened differently. I would probably interpret those 2 cards very similarly depending on the position, but it may well be that the card that says this is something that you'll regret, maybe the other keyword for that is about, you know, this is your own actions or your own mistake. And so that, for me, that card will be representing something that you've done, whereas the other card might be representing something that's been done to you, even though other readers might read those differently or in the inverse. It just basically, my relationship with the cards has meant that over the years I've got my own variation on those keywords, and that's the same with every tarot reader, and everybody who's been reading any kind of divination for any length of time, whether that be runes, tarot, the tea leaves, bone reading, whatever it is. However you read, you get your own sort of flavor. Now, all of that to say, if you don't like my interpretation of the cards, please don't put me on blast on bloody social media and say, oh, look, she doesn't know what she's saying because this card means this according to my book. That's great. Your book may mean that. This is my experience with these cards after 20 odd years of reading them. And you may well have a different interpretation. And that is why this is a craft, because all of us craft in different ways. All of that being said, let's get into it. So then, we have probably enough spots for maybe 5 readings tonight because of the football and because of us leaving here at 8 o'clock. So I've got a couple of questions in. So Sue asked, what has the next few weeks got in store for you? Okay, so then let's have a little look, Sue. We'll shuffle the cards. So I'm trying to find the best place to put this microphone so that you can hear me and so that it doesn't actually sort of get in the way. Sometimes I have it just above my head. Sometimes I have it, as I say, just here. Shall I move it? Is it distracting for anybody? Okay, let me just, no, in fact, go on. We'll hopefully you can you hear me just as well? Let me know that you can hear me just as well, because it just means I've got a little bit more space in front of me, that's all. So then, let's have a little look-see. So this is a question for Sue, who is asking what the next few weeks hold in store. Let's have a little look. I'll move my drink. I've got my tarot cloth laid down. Fabulous Byron's got a question as well. Here we go. So then, for the dragons, the guides, and anybody else who would like to impart some knowledge, please answer the question for Sue. What does the next few weeks have in store? So nothing's jumping out. That's a good sign. Normally I say if a card jumps out, it is normally down to... I'm the Devil's Master. Hello, my friend. Thank you for sending that lovely message in the chat. All I would say is be careful about sending shite messages to witches who are live on streams, especially witches who have very fiery dragons, especially witches who have a very, very big bad. So good old big bad, if you would like to just wake up from the stone and just mirror the energy that Devil's Master is sending out. For a start, in witchcraft, there is no devil. Devil is a Christian invention, and a Christian invention of a particular type. So yes, so then, thank you for that, Devil's Master. We have mirror reflections and protections in place, so whatever the energy is that you are sending out will be reflected. I am a liminal witch, and I have no problem whatsoever in reflecting your energy back to you. So yes, there we go. You reap what you sow, and you receive what you give. So there you go. Treat others as they would treat you. You've said yours. We've sent it back. Belinda, good evening, Belinda. Good evening to Holland. Right then, let me just, sorry, Sue. Let me go back. Sorry, we had us. I've got to say, after all these weeks and months of doing live tarot streaming, that is the first Christian troll that we have ever had. So that is the first one. Oh dear. Probably not going to be the last, but you know, just send that message out. Oh dear, card just dropped. What was the card that dropped? Oh look, it's really interesting. It's the Sun. So we will drop that one just there because it properly bounced out of my hands. Wispy's back here. That was really interesting because good old Wispy has now come in to lighten the mood, because it went really dark and stony and Game of Thronesy, if you know what I'm saying, for a second. So it was a bit like, oh, and now we're like, oh, wispy. So then, Sue, let's have a look. We are going to be referring everything back through the card, the modifier of the Sun. So there we go. We've done a drop. And your 3 cards, Sue. Oh, interesting. Okay, so in the past position, so the energy that you're bringing in with you right now that you are taking forward, we have the 9 of Cups, and it is upright. So the 9 of Cups is pretty much saying that you are... I interpret this as saying that there is sort of an element of aloneness, not necessarily loneliness, but there is that sort of energy there. You very much, it's kind of like you've invited people to your party and people haven't been able to show up, and you completely understand because, you know, global pandemic, flights cancelled, blah blah blah, but it's still really disappointing, even though you've you know, given off that energy and you've kind of invited people. So it is kind of a slightly mixed sort of meaning on the card. It's not necessarily a negative, but it's because it is one saying that you do want to invite this lovely warm feelings in, and you do want to have these sort of people around you. It's just that at the moment, for whatever reason, that hasn't necessarily happened, and so there is that little bit of disconnect maybe. Now in the present time we have another Cups. This is the Knight of Cups, and it is reversed. Now the Knight of Cups, if I hold it that way up, you can see I love this deck. The knights are all on horses, and this knight has a bouquet of flowers, and it's almost like he's riding for his true love, and but it's reversed. And the knights tend to represent younger energy, so slightly more immature, slightly more youthful. And the knights are people who maybe act first and think later. So when we're talking about this in terms of, you know, what is to come, I really do feel that this is about your interactions with people, your sort of interpersonal communication, if that makes sense, with the people that you are sort of nearest and dearest with. Now, I do think there's going to be an element coming up where, you know, maybe either a child or maybe somebody with sort of that youthful childlike energy is going to be kind of maybe not so much acting out, but pretty much like doing things that you then are like, oh my God, why have you done that? What the hell? You know, there's going to be that sort of element of it, you know, where you're like, oh, okay. Right. Does that make sense, Sue? You've gone really quiet in the chat. I do hope you're here. I'm you know, anyway, even if you're not here, I'm going to carry on. Towards the end of July into August, I would say we're going to have there are some more issues linked in with whatever this person does. So this is all very much linked in with whatever this younger person's energy is. Again, the sun, one of the things with the sun, you can see the cherubs on it. Now, the sun is normally all about growth. So I would say that this is going to lead to a period of growth. This is going to lead to you kind of learning something about this relationship with whoever this person is. Okay. And the reason I'm saying that is because, again, the sun modifier is there. Now, when we're talking about growth, we're currently in a period of Neptune retrograde. God, I forgot that. Neptune retrograde basically is a time where truths are unveiled. So like the blindfold is being lifted from a lot of us, and you can see your true colors shining through. And we really can see things as they actually are, rather than with a mask or with a veil or with a sort of, you know, the smoke and mirrors that some people put up. And this card is very much, well, there you go. Look, you can see the 5. It's about taking on other people's stuff, other people's energy, but also kind of having the will and the impetus to cut through your own. If you look, she's got this glowing sword, which is cutting through these issues. And he's in kind of like a pleading position where he's got all these issues that he is dropping. And so this is also reversed, though. So this is basically saying that there are going to be issues coming your way that either you are going to need some advice on how to cut through, or someone else is going to bring those issues to you, and you're going to be the one that's going to be cutting through that. And for me, the reversal basically is saying that energy, that bit of you having to kind of fix those problems is something which you're not going to want to do. And it's almost like whatever this is, whatever this thing that is said or done, which makes you feel like, oh, for sake, you know, blooming hell, you're going to have to like mop up the mess, and also it's going to get you involved in that mess as well. But it is going to lead to, as I say, a new period of understanding, because we're going through that sun. The sun is also a really good thing where it talks about sort of new energy coming in. It's a bit like the ace in a lot of the other minor arcana, and that it's new projects, new energy. It can also mean new life, as in new babies, which is why there are cherubs and that floating around. But this isn't part of your reading. This is just kind of like the modifier to give an impact on these. I do think that you've got I'm going to pull you one more card. I don't know why I'm pulling one more card. Right, what did I just say? Ace of Pentacles. So whatever this is leading to, it will lead to a new financial project, maybe something at work, maybe something in terms of your spending. Aces are absolutely all about new things. This is why when I was just saying about this card, that I was talking about the aces. So absolutely talking about aces, and then all of a sudden needing to pull that card. But yeah, no, I know, right? It's not about having babies, but it might be having babies. I don't think it is, because it's just a modifier. But the ace is definitely here coming in. This will be slightly later down the line, and it's very much a financial or career-based new beginning, new start, new boost. So it could be a new project, but it is very much linked to whatever this decision is. And I do get the feeling that as we tell the story of the cards, excuse me, you got a feeling of being slightly left out, slightly distanced by this person. This person's going to be making some sort of quite immature type statements in terms of your feelings and in terms of how you are. And then they are going to be we've done, but Belinda, we've done all of that. We started at 6:30, Belinda, because we have to finish at 8 o'clock for the football. So I've done all my self-care, my skincare. But yeah, so hopefully, Sue, you can kind of get that gist where, you know, this feeling that you've got at the moment kind of gets, I think you might end up feeling a little bit hurt by whatever this incident. And then these issues kind of end up on your doorstep, and then, but it does lead to something else in the long run. So whether that is the clearing of the way, a bit like a forest fire. Okay, so a forest fire, you go, oh my God, no, forest fires are awful. But a forest fire also clears all the brush away, and then all these new shoots start coming up from underneath because they are because they're new, because the ground is now clear. So yeah, so there's something like that happening. I hope that makes sense, Sue. Can you take what I'm talking about in terms of this person, this youthful sort of energy? Does that make sense to you? I hope so. Yeah, normal service resumes next week, Belinda. This is only for the sport ball. As I say, this started tonight. We started half an hour early because of the football, and we will be finishing an hour early or so because of the football. So yes, there we go. Anyway, Sue, my darling, I hope you can take that. It does. I knew it would. And you know exactly the person you're thinking of. That is exactly the one, if that makes sense. I know that sounds like such tarot reading bullshit, but that is, like, there is only one person involved in this, and there is only one person that card relates to. It doesn't relate to, like, oh, it could be somebody at work, it could be somebody in your no. There's one person that card specifically is referring to, and you know exactly who it is. And yeah, that's the one. That's the one. No worries, my darling. As I say, oh dear, that was a shuffling bugger up. Right, let me just pick that card up because we're going to need the cards because we've got more readings to do. Oh, almost fell over. Almost fell over. Oh, I need to get a new chair. Oh dear. Right, there we go. Let's not fall over in this chair. So yes, absolutely, my darling. Right, so then don't forget, if you would like to support this channel and support my readings, you can do so by going to www.buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can support me with a coffee for a £5. So like a Costa or a Starbucks or something. It's normally about £3 or £4. So yeah, that's kind of how that works out. You can also go across to my Fiverr gig and book me there as well if you would like a more detailed reading, a more sort of in-depth reading. We do 3-card reading, 6-card reading, full 10-card readings, and you can also book a 1-to-1 live kind of Zoom call type reading, which normally lasts about 45 minutes. So if that is something that you want to do, do please go and check out my fiverr.com gig. It will be live and available. Well, it's live now, but it will be available to book straight after this live stream. So then, thank you very much, Sue, for your question. Let's have a little look-see in the chat. We've got Louise next. So Louise, my darling, let's have a look. There is still space if anybody would like a reading. We do still have some space in the slots tonight. We are very mindful that we're not going to go over to 8 o'clock though, so but we do still have a couple of spaces if you are wanting to get yourself a reading. Right then, so I'm asking the guides and I'm asking the dragons, particularly old Mr. Wispy. Oh, I do also believe, as soon as I said dragon, so I have 4 dragons which represent each of the elements, okay? And one of the dragons is very much the earth-based dragon, the grounding dragon. Is very stone-based, and he's the big bad. And when he opens it's a bit like the kids playing up for mum, and then it's like, you wait till dad gets home, and when dad gets home, it's like, oh dear. That dragon is made of stone and very rarely moves, but when he does, it just opens an eye, and it's like it's like granite. It's like tectonic plates shifting is the sort of the deep resonance when he opens his eye and when he starts to move, because it's like, really, if we need him to come into play, then shit's getting real. And he opened his eye. It sounds so weird, it sounds so bonkers, but he's opened his eye and he's aware. But my flaming dragon, who some of you know that we sometimes get fire energy here, is dealing with old Mr. whatever, Christian troll man. So yeah, it's been dealt with. The energy is being reversed and sent packing, basically. So then this is a reading for Louise, and we're asking, see, Wispy is in tonight. Wispy is very much in tonight. You're very annoying, Wispy, because you are like making my hands bounce around. So then, what do the next couple of weeks hold for Louise? Let's have a little look see. I'm loving the chat, by the way. Belinda asking Kirsty if she's any better. Slowly getting there, says Kirsty. Still very weak energy wise, but hey ho, yay. She's been really like, poorly, sick, dying, poorly, but not sick or dying, but just poorly, haven't you, love? So again, healing brooch, call on it this week, Kirsty. Yeah, call on it this week if you need to. Right then, Louise, are you still here in the chat, my darling? I hope you are. So for Wispy and the other dragons, the guides, please send us. Oh, there we go. Oh, we've had the tower jump. Okay, that's interesting. The tower has jumped. Right. Oh, transition also jumped. Right. Okay. Interesting. Are you still here, Louise, my darling? I hope so. If you are, just say hello in the chat, because then I know that we've got you here. If not, then I will go ahead and read for you anyway, Louise, because I know it's important that you get a reading tonight. Right then, so let me just take a sippy. Oh, sippy! I was going to do the graveyard girl thing. Oh my god, yeah, graveyard girl. I can't do that because I'm far too fat for that. But yes, sippy. I've been watching far too much YouTube this last couple of weeks. Okay, right. Okay, no problem. The questions are now closed for tonight. Now, it doesn't look like Louise is here on the live chat right now, but I will do the reading anyway. So 2 cards have jumped. Oh, you are here, my darling. Fabulous. 2 cards have jumped, and they're cards that will reflect this particular reading. We have the Tower and we have Transition. Now, both of these cards can have a similar meaning, and the similarity would be change, big change coming your way. Now, the Tower is representative of kind of the foundations being kind of pulled out from under you a little bit, so kind of like the rug being pulled. It can also be representative of things that you've built up literally being destroyed. So it can be kind of a negative, but again, with destruction comes newness. You know what I mean? It's like creation and destruction are 2 halves of the same coin, 2 sides of the same coin. So the Tower is also bringing in, though, that transition energy. So transition is all about that. It's all about change. It's all about transformation. It's all about stepping from the light, from the dark into the light. It's all about that sort of major fundamental life changes happening. So these are 2 major arcana cards. These are 2 big hitting cards, and they are both speaking of some serious changes happening, which, you know, I know that we've talked about in the past. So it's quite interesting, excuse me, that those 2 cards have come up. By the way, excuse me if anyone can hear the fan on. It's so hot in this room. It's absolutely roasting. I think Louise might be slightly on a time delay, but that's absolutely fine. Okay, some alarm going off. Right then, so in the past position, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And I think the Knight of Pentacles is all about, so Pentacles is about money and finance, and the Knight is about a younger person, normally a younger man. Yeah, it's normally my 7:30. Get yourself in the back room, get setting up. No, it's not, is it? Why have I got an alarm for 7:30? That's really weird. Anyway, it's all about basically being, I know why it was. It's because I set it for Friday so that I didn't miss Kirsty's live. It's about basically having a being a young person. That's also to do with finances. So the Knights are people, again, who act first, think later. The Knight of Pentacles is very much a so this energy, this person, I think we know who it is. Okay, so it's a younger male, not necessarily a child, because it's not a page. The Knight tends to be just slightly younger, and it's somebody who I think has it could well be your partner. To be fair, it could well be that energy. That's what I get from this. I don't know whether you have children. If you've got teenage kind of aged kids, then it could also be like a teenage son, but it's that sort of energy, either a younger partner or, you know, that sort of teenage type energy coming through. Now, the Knight of Pentacles very much talks about financial decisions that are later regretted, or financial decisions that are kind of like spur of the moment purchases. So if there are any financial decisions that you are having to make at the moment, or you've made recently, that will impact, that are very much kind of almost gut instinct purchases, and kind of like this, or gut instinct decisions, those sort of things where you're like, this is what I need to do right now. It's that right nowness that this is talking about. This isn't a, you know, deeply considered, long thought out, planned kind of decisions that the king would make. And this isn't about, you know, the sort of the queen energy, which is much more, you know, we need to protect this group or that group. This is very much, you know, bang, this decision has to be made. It's made. That's it. The king goes through all the repercussions more than the Knight does. I hope that makes sense. Now, your present, we've got the 10 of Pentacles, so the 10 of discs or coins. Now, the 10 is very much talking about kind of not being at the end of a journey, but being at the point where, again, I think financially you are in a position where you are having to consolidate, and you are having to absolutely set up things for the longer term, if that makes sense. Now, the possibly even cashing in, like, or not so much cashing in, but like, yeah, I don't know what I like. Cashing in share plans is what went through my head there, and I don't know why that went through my head, because it doesn't really relate to this, but that's kind of the energy that it's bringing. It's bringing that sort of, you know, this person has done a lot of work, put a lot of time, effort, and money into their craft. This person carves these pence, this tradesman, and basically this is like the family coming, and they're all going to reap the benefits. But it's very much this person's done that work, done all of the legwork, done all of that protection, and put everything into place to make sure that his retirement is sorted. And so what this would mean for yourself, Louise, is that I think in right now and in the next sort of the next few weeks, there is more of that consolidation of finances. There is much more of that, you know, making sure that you are set up for your long-term future. Does that make sense? Particularly with this sort of element of change. So if there is elements where, you know, you are having to untangle things financially, or to rewrite things financially, or even if it's, you know, you're looking at a pension plan, and you're looking at life insurance, and you're looking at all of these other things to set up for your longer term so that everything is right for you. I mean, maybe that's where I was getting the shares thing. Maybe it's a case of setting up, you know, one of those accounts that you put money into every month and you don't touch for 20 years, that sort of thing. Now, longer term, we've got the Star. So the Star is a really good card. It's a little bit wishful thinking. So it is a little bit kind of like wishing on a star. It's a little bit, you know, let's make sure that we don't just spend all our time wishing about the future. But again, it's also a really positive card, because wishes do come true. And, you know, that is very much part of witchcraft and part of magical practice, is that our intentions change the universe, you know, just a little bit here and a little bit there, which can act in our favor. And the same thing with wishes. It's that same energy where, you know, what you're doing by having this sort of element of, you know, beginning this sort of these decisions that you're making, you know, snap decisions, hard and fast decisions, and then kind of setting up for your future, kind of that is looking at your longer term. Now, again, I absolutely, reading this through the two major cards that jumped, I think that this is very much, you are looking for a significant shift, a significant change, and you are trying to, it's almost like you're trying to rebalance the energies, if that makes sense. You're trying to like reshift how your life is, and you're trying to kind of make things work better for you specifically. So this isn't about other people. This isn't about, you know, like anything else. This isn't about anyone else. This is all about you and your family, so that everything is right. Because you've got these major changes happening at the moment. And I think that this, when we're talking about the star, that wishing element, it is very much, you know, you pulling that energy and putting that into place. So you're making these wishes come true. Does that make sense? You've been selling a lot of things to have a clear out and clearing your eBay stock. So that makes sense totally. Absolutely. So there you are, my darling. I hope that you can take that. Let me do, I'm going to pull you one more card as well. Right, so we've got the Page of Swords reverse. So the Page of Swords is very much youthful energy. And again, it's kind of like a similar sort of card to the Knight here. But it's very much, Swords is the trouble and strife. Swords is the emotional suit. No, it's not, sorry. Swords is the trouble and strife, the challenges. So I do think there are still some challenges to come, particularly if you have younger children or younger child around. I think you've got a child. You know, there are still going to be some challenges in terms of some of these changes affecting your child. So you're turning your business into something different. Absolutely. Laying this for the future, looking at your long term. This will be that as well. The shifting here is all about this then. So that will all be about that. And so this element coming in, I do think there are going to be some impacts on younger people around you. There are going to be some changes. And I do think that that's something you are going to need to sort of to cross that bridge when it comes to it. It's a little far away though. It is a little way further down the line, but I do think there are going to be some things, certainly around a child, that you are going to need to sort of be aware of a little bit later. Hopefully you can take that, my darling. I very rarely do two cards jump like that, and very rarely do two cards jump that are major arcana cards and also major arcana cards with a similar sort of meaning and a similar leaning. Rim has asked, can you get a reading? Unfortunately, Rim, Kirsty's put it into the chat there. Unfortunately, Rim, the reading requests are closed tonight because we are closing early tonight. In fact, in just 22 minutes time, because there was a very important football match for a lot of people here in the UK and also in Italy. And so we decided that because, as you can see, I've got Kirsty, Anita and Kelly in the chat tonight as the moderators. At least 1, 2 or 3 of those people all want to go off and watch the football at 8. So rather than keeping them on and not being able to watch the football, we decided to go early tonight. So yeah, you don't have time to do the buying and selling now, so you're going to do craft that I can do at home when it will be needed. You have a 10-year-old. That's so the page will represent that. So whatever this change is, and as this change is happening, there will be something involved with your 10-year-old, because pages are, I always say that pages are kind of that preteen energy, sort of like birth to 12, and then the Knights are that teenage energy, sort of like 12 to 20 odd, and that energy is very much like, it's teenage energy. It doesn't have to be a teenager, but teenage energy. Hey, Blonde Pixie. Hello, my darling. How are you? I hope you are well. Yes, I really do hope you are well. Hopefully you can take that reading, Louise. Obviously, we are all sending you many thoughts for yourself, your family, your partner, everything. I really do hope Oh, thank you, my darling. It makes total sense. Thank you, my darling Louise. That's really lovely to hear. I do hope that you can take that, and obviously everybody here from the entire sort of Beyond Authentic family, our authentic army as we call them, will be sending you some amazing energy. You're watching while you're on the cross trainer. That's far too much energy for me, Blonde Pixie. That really is. I mean, literally. Keep going, Blonde Pixie. You can do it. Keep going. Go on, Blonde Pixie. 5 more minutes. Go on, climb that mountain. Hello, Peloton. Yes, I don't know. Did I say that last week? I feel like I said that exact same thing last week. At least I'm consistent, eh? At least I'm consistent with me bloody dad jokes. Oh, Jesus. Pixie, you need some of them of what? Holland needs some of Pixie's motivation. Absolutely, Holland. I know that feeling. How are you doing, Holland? Just before we go on to the next reading, how is everybody doing that I've not had a chance to say hello to this evening? We're a little bit rushed because obviously the football. But yeah, I do hope that you are all doing... Those Peloton adverts are everywhere. They are, Kelly. And you know what? If you look at the price, they're like £5,000 or £7,000 for one of those Peloton bikes. Just get a cheap one from Argos and put a tablet in front, and then download some like motivational, like keep going, you can do it from YouTube. Like, why would you pay that? You nearly fell asleep in motion on here before. Really? Oh, I can't do that. So the cross trainer, that's the one where you do your arms and legs at the same time, isn't it? I can't do that. My sense of balance, literally, I do this and then my balance goes and I'm falling off it. I can't do that one, and I can't do that stupid stair climby one. You know, the one like the one where the stairs come down on like a big road. It's like you're climbing up an escalator. Can't do that one either. Can't do that at all. Not that I haven't gone to the gym since COVID. So, you know, Rufus is still a member. So we are planning on to go back once Slimming World's a bit more kicked in. Holland, oh, hang on. You're very hot here. Tell me about it. I have the fan on. I am roasting. I filmed a video yesterday that will be going up on the other channel this week. And oh my God, you should see it. Absolutely. I had the fans on and everything. It was so hot. Let's have a quick look. You're currently scooping black witch salt into tiny little glass bottles as you do. Absolutely. I like black salt. I have a recipe for black salt. Afflicted, Kelly, wow, really? I thought it was some kind of service. I never watched till the end. So Peloton is the bike, but then you also then download, like you can get free, like they do classes and things where you're like live. It's basically like a live streamed exercise class, all to people's bikes, and then they're like, come on Peloton, I see you in London, and the trainer's got details of who's on live, and I think that bit is free once you pay the £7,000 bike or whatever it is. About the only piece of gym equipment you enjoy using is the row machine. I like the recumbent bikes, so I don't fall off of those. So I like the ones where you just sit there like that and then you pedal, rather than the ones where you're upright, because I tend to fall off those. Anyway, right, let's go back on for some more tarot readings. Okie dokie. Right, so I am going to do Kelly's reading next. Can I have a general reading for the next few weeks, please? I absolutely will do. So then, for the dragons, the guides, and anybody else who wishes to help with the cards, our lovely Kelly, the Afflicted Beauty there in the chat, our moderator deluxe, is wanting to know some details about the next few weeks. So what would we like... or what do the cards say is in store for Kelly? Let's have a little look-see. So if Wispy wants any of the cards to jump, I'm sure that they will. If any of the other dragons or anything wants to come in and send some vibes, or any other guide. Oh, there we go. We had a jump. Oh! YouTube it is. Skintathon. Absolutely. Go on, Skintathon. You can do it. Keep cycling, keep pedaling, keep pushing with those arms and those legs. Jumping up and down, whatever. There we go. Right then. So for Kelly, let's have a little look-see. So the card that jumped is the 8 of Wands. So this is going to be the modifier. So this is going to tell us all a little bit about Okay, my darling. We'll see you later, Louise. Have a lovely, lovely week, and we'll see you next week. Take care, my darling. It was a pleasure to read for you tonight. So this is the modifier for you, Kelly. The 8 of Wands is all about throwing a lot of things or having a lot of things up in the air to do with your sense of security. It's very much like you throw everything up in the air and then pick and choose the bits that fall and rearrange everything. So it's a little bit like you're in, again, it's not quite the full-on transition period that we just had, but it is very much talking about you know, things being a little bit up in the air and stuff at the moment. So then here we go. Bean a size. Bean a size with tins of beans because you couldn't afford weights. That absolutely works, Byron. The other thing that people do is they use the milk, you know, the very large milk jugs, the 4-pinters. They fill those up with either sand or water because they weigh a ton as well. So then we'll have a cup for Kelly. Oh, it dropped twice. Is that where we're going? That's where we're going. I'll tell you another time about brain farted. I had a brain fart. What's it called? About cheese zumba. Right then. Wow. Okie dokie. So then, Kelly, I've got you 3 cards. There may be more to come. So as we're going through this modifier with the 8 of Wands, we have the you use your children as weights. That works. We have broke bitch dieting. If you're dieting, Blonde Pixie, go and have a look over on our other channel, Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, because me and Rufus have just gone back onto Slimming World, and there will be our entire journey is going to be over there. Right. So Kelly, my darling, the 4 of Cups comes in your sort of, this is the energy that you are bringing in to move forward. Okay. So this is very much energy where you're feeling a little bit kind of, all right. Let me backtrack. This is the energy where you're kind of, I've just got to say it. You're feeling like you're missing out and you're feeling like you're losing opportunities. Does that make sense? You're feeling like, you know, like the things that you're having to do on a day-to-day basis mean you can't do other things. Does that make sense? Because it's kind of like this card, this person's got these 3 cups here and they're nice and safe, but this one that's being offered, they're not able to take. So they're not able to take that opportunity. And it's kind of fine. You know, you don't mind doing these 3 cups and having these 3 cups. And in fact, you're quite protected of these 3 cups. But there's still that sort of sense of, oh, but I can't do this because that energy, that extra thing, that extra cup that's being offered isn't something that you can take at the moment. Now, it's not necessarily, I don't think you feel bad about it. I don't think you feel guilty about it. I don't think there's any of those feelings mixed in. It's just that kind of, there's that thing of, not right now. I can't do that right now. And I'd love those opportunities, but I can't do that right now because I've got all of this going on. Now, I know that there's some, you've got a lot going on, but like this very much is about like these 3, because it's cups, it is very much saying that like you're really protective of what you've got going on right now. Like, you're like, it's not like this is a burden. It's not like this is a hardship. You're really protective of what is happening, but you are still kind of, you know, you're still missing out on those opportunities and you're aware that you're missing out on opportunities. Now, I get the feeling there is a big shift happening. I know I said that there wasn't a big transformation thing, but we have a travel element. So the Chariot is all about, it just gave me another word. Hang on a second. So it's, I would say it's all about journeying, about movement, about travel. However, it did just say racing as well, because the Chariot is very much, these are chariot races. So whilst there is still that element of, you know, moving, or that element of journeying, I think there is also kind of a feeling of being in a race right now, and it's almost like a race against time. Does that make sense? So have you got some deadlines happening that are coming up that you really need to get stuff done for? It's kind of that feeling I've got, especially if these deadlines are making decisions about change and journeying and like maybe moving house or moving in somewhere, because again, using this modifier of everything being up in the air at the moment, again, that's kind of like a LinkedIn with this, is like everything being kind of a bit up in the air, but you're protecting the bits that you've got. with everything being up in the air at the moment, this very much is talking about that sort of new possibilities, new starts in terms of what you are taking forward, if that makes sense. So it could be relating to a house move. It could also be relating to, as I say, if you've got hard and fast deadlines at the moment, there's never enough time in the day right now. Absolutely. But specifically, this would also be talking about a move to another place. The reason I'm saying that is because there is definitely a decision that's coming your way that you need to make in relation to this, whatever this house move is, because we've also got the 5 of Wands reversed, and the 5 of Wands is literally about journeying, about travel. Wands again is your sense of security, but again it can represent bricks and mortar. So when we're talking about security, again coming in with this one, not only is everything kind of up in the air, but whatever this decision is that you need to make about moving or about where you live, I don't know why that's the thing that keeps coming in. I think it's something that, oh, that's very loud telly then. I think it's going to be something that is unexpected because it is reversed, and so, or unwanted, I should say. I get the feeling that it's unwanted. So something potentially that's going to be a bit negative, but is going to have this impact in terms of moving and in terms of sort of certainly where you live. And again, there are some financial decisions here that are coming into play as well that are, I think, linked in with whatever this house move is, whatever this change, this journey is, because we've got the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Now, the 4 of Pentacles is about normally keeping your feet on the ground whilst drawing in that other energy, that other money energy. But the reversal basically means that, like, at the moment you seem to be leaking money, and it's all you can do to try and keep your feet on the ground financially, if that makes sense. So whether or not this is linked into this house move decision, whether or not this is linked into kind of where you are, you know, having to maybe look at some really hard decisions later down the line about your living sort of situation, I think there is definitely an element of financial kind of interplay there, particularly because of this modifying card. And again, absolutely, finances coming into play later down the line. Ace of Pentacles. There is going to be a shift happening, Kelly, in terms of maybe like a financial restructuring or something along those lines, where you are going to kind of have to make some hard decisions about your house, or whether you stay where you are or move to like maybe another family house, or somebody move, like there's a move element there. And certainly when it comes to finances, and it's going to be something that you're not particularly wanting to do, but it is going to, in the long term, it's going to benefit you financially because we've got the ace. So this is a new project, new something in terms of finances. Now, because of this is all coming through this 8 of Wands modifier, I would say absolutely at the moment, everything is, not only is everything up in the air, but everything is very much up for change. So it's something where, like all of these decisions, they're not going to be easy decisions to make, and they're not going to be easy kind of fixes, but it's stuff that I think absolutely you are going to be sort of fine with, and it will work out in the long run. So whatever this is coming up over the next couple of weeks and over the next kind of month onwards, you will see whatever this pattern is, that these decisions will need to be made, and they will need to be, you know, decisions that you choose, and it's going to feel very much like everything's up in the air. But the thing with that 8 of Wands is that you get to pick up the wands that you, so the staves, you throw them up in the air, and then you get to pick up the ones and take the ones forward that you want. So literally, it's almost like doing that KonMari thing where you look at your wardrobe and go, do I like that blouse? Do I like that blouse? Do I like that blouse? Do these spark joy? Get rid of the ones that don't, and take the ones forward that bring you that joy. And that's very much the modifier for all of that going on at the moment. I hope you can take that, Kelly, my darling. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, if there's anything house movie on the cards, anything like that, then do please you know, just yeah, have a look at it, because it is very much, I think, long term financially it's going to work out better for you. I don't know what that means. Hopefully you can understand that. I'm going to move on very quickly on to Byron. So Byron, you're asking, What do the cards say about your love life and finding your soulmate? Kelly, drop me a message on Instagram when you're free one day this week. I'll do you we'll arrange a Zoom or Jitsi, and I will do you a one-on-one personal sort of in-depth reading, if that makes sense. If you would like that, you don't have to, but if you want a full reading, like a full, like 2-spread 10-card plus reading with the second spread involved, then I can do that for you, my love. Just drop me a message on the Instagram, and I will arrange a time. Okay, so then what does Byron have in store in terms of love life and finding their soulmate? So then, oh, Wispy, what do we jump? The fucking 10 of Cups. Okay, so your modifier, Byron, as I said, Wispy, it jumped. So your modifier is the 10 of Cups, which is all about romance, feelings, all of that. The 10 is having that sort of being at the end of that journey. It's all about kind of having those moments, having that solidifying moment of having that person in your life and all of that. So yeah, so the modifier is coming through that. It's about, literally, you can see the couple there are sat in the sunset. There is a child or angelic child-like being in the rainbow. So it's a lovely romantic element in that card. So all of these cards are going to be filtered through that modifier. You're feeling ready to put yourself out there over the next coming weeks and months. Well, let's see what the cards have got in store. So, oh, what's that? Fucking hell. Right. Okay. I don't need to pull the cards because they're jumping out themselves. So 4 of Cups. We've got 2 cup modifiers. Okay, Wispy, I'm not going to mention your nickname anymore because every time I do, you jump out a card. That's really interesting. So the 2 cards that have jumped for you are both cups. Right. Let's have a look. We've got another. It's going to go again. It's going again. I can feel it. No. Okay, that's it then. It felt like they were going to drop another drop. Right, here we go. Oh, bloody hell, Byron. Bloodies. Right. You've got 3 major arcana cards in the read, okay? All of them being filtered through these cups. We're going to go as rapidly as I can because I know that we are on time. Anita, if you need to head off bang on 8, that's fine. So in the past position, Byron, this is talking about the Emperor. So the Emperor is a feeling of being a little bit aloof because he's reversed. So it's kind of like some of those other elements of the Emperor. So the Emperor normally is quite a warm, caring person. He is, but he's also in control of a lot of things, has a lot of balls in the air, is juggling a lot of things, plate spinning, all of that. He's literally got the world as an orb. He's got his crown and scepter and all of that because it's basically he is in control, but it's reversed. And so there is that element of slightly aloofness, slightly distant element from the normal way that the Emperor is seen, and slightly in terms of a love life reading, this is very much you kind of not feeling that you have that control element, not feeling that the world is your lobster. And obviously that was a Friends reference. And basically feeling that you are slightly kind of, yeah, it's like you're there. Do you know what it is? Right? This is what it is. It's like, you know, when you look at someone and you're like, oh my God, this person is a despicable human being. They treat their partner like absolute shite. They shit on them from a great height. They are just controlling, manipulative and nasty and horrible person, but they've got a partner and I don't. What am I doing wrong? It's that energy. It's that energy, basically. So it's like, I'm a good person. I'm trying to help people. I try and do all these things, but yeah, I'm still in this situation. That's what this reversal is saying. I'll talk about how it relates to these two. Basically, this again is that feeling of missing out. So this again is that feeling of looking over there and not having, you know, seeing other people in relationships and you're like, but you are horrid and you've got a partner. I'm better looking, or, you know, I'm a nicer person, or I'm, you know, all of those things that you judge people by, and you're like, but you treat people like absolute scum. And yet you've got people like, you're always in a relationship and I'm over here like trying to be a nice, good, warm-hearted person. In the present position, you have the Tower reversed. So we had the Tower earlier, but this time it's reversed. Now the reversal on the Tower is basically, it's time to put things back together. It's time to rebuild your from the foundations up, because this would be taking things, you know, knocking things down to the foundation. This is literally doing the reverse. It's time to rebuild your tower. The card represents the Tower of Babel. And it represents sort of this image where, you know, you create something and then the Almighty, the fates, the universe knocks that to the ground. This is very much saying that it's time to rebuild. It is time to take stock and actually move forward and to literally rebuild your tower of strength. So it's something where, when we're looking at kind of sort of the romantic elements, it is, you said that you're feeling ready to get out there again. It is about that. It is about starting to look at, you know, getting back onto the dating field, getting back out there and just, you know, building your confidence, building your offering, if that makes sense. Because the thing is, you might be looking for all of these things in a partner, you know, got to be nice, got to be funny, got to be this, but what have you got to offer? And this is about rebuilding your offering. So again, yeah, hopefully that makes sense. The outcome, the next few weeks into the next month, I think you're going to get some opportunities because we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this could be playing the field. It could be spinning that wheel and taking some risks that you haven't been taking recently. Now, I'm not talking about risky actual acts. I'm talking about taking risks emotionally, because this is all being filtered through these emotion cards, remember. So this element of spinning the wheel, you know, rolling the dice, all of that, it is a gamble. So the Wheel of Fortune is about opportunities. You know, if you walk into a casino with, you know, £5,000, sorry, and you put that all on black or all on red, you've got an opportunity there. You could win big or you could lose big. And this is that thing with the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, yes, there's lots of opportunity. Yes, there are going to be lots of, you know, like potential out there, but also the potential is that things could go a little bit bad as well. So it's that thing of preparing yourself, which is where we're talking about the rebuilding, getting yourself to the point where, like, when you are able to go on a couple of dates, if you go on a couple of dates and they turn out really shit, it doesn't knock you down that way. You know what I mean? This is like rebuilding your tower. Now, again, when we're talking about this modifier of these two cards, it is very much talking about your love life. It is very much talking about, you know, not feeling that you are entirely out there, not feeling that you are missing out, because that's very much the energy from this card. So you're not missing out. You can play the game. What? A goal already? Literally, the match has just started. And so, yeah, it is talking all about that. So I hope you can take that, Byron. I'm going to pull you one more card. The Spaniards are going to absolutely hate me. Again, this has come up again. You saw me shuffle. You saw everything else. This is the 8 of... England have scored. Yay, England have scored. Hurrah. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Byron's love life's coming home. It's coming home. But again, this is that feeling of everything being up in the air, but also like this is you choosing all of that. Okay. I hope that makes sense, Byron. I really do. So sorry that this has been a bit rushed, but I absolutely hope that you can. Yeah, I hope you score soon too, Byron. Good. Funnies. Yeah, I hope you can take that. Like, this is saying that you are going to be making some decisions coming up, and you are going to have, in terms of like opportunities, I think you are going to have lots of opportunities to pick from. But again, with this being a wand card, it is talking about your sense of security. So I think you do need to make sure that as you do start entering into that sort of dating field and start playing the field, that you are, you know, you do things that are right for you. So don't just accept, you know, don't accept crap men. Don't accept people that don't, you know, that aren't right for you. It's basically what it's saying. But I do think, in all honesty, that there is a, you know, there's a lot of opportunity coming your way. And I do think that genuinely very, very, very genuinely, the next sort of few weeks into sort of maybe August onwards are going to be really, really exciting times for you. So yeah. Okay, everybody, that is going to be it tonight. We are 4 minutes over. I'm so sorry to the spanners. Go off and do the football thing. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Don't forget, we do a live stream on this channel every Sunday evening. Normally 7 p.m. UK time. The first hour is normally self-care, and then we move on to the tarot reading. So if you want a tarot reading, do please make sure that you are here no later than 8 p.m. UK time for that. We normally start a little bit earlier. Byron, seriously, my love, I hope things go really, really well for you. I'm so pleased that you spent the evening at the pub. Also, everybody, don't forget, I do have a second channel. It's called Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, where we follow our Slimming World journey. There's recipes, and I do have a live stream over there as well. It's 11 a.m. UK time. It's called Coffee and a Catch Up. And this week, I might even do it somewhere else other than my couch. So yeah, I might be doing a special coffee and catch up, because on that channel, I can actually go live from somewhere else. So I'm thinking I might go somewhere else to do a live stream, because I can do it on my phone. That could be really interesting. I might do that on Thursday. We'll have to see. But then also, don't forget, everybody, on Friday evenings, 8 p.m. UK time, the lovely Kirsty at Making It Up, MAKE-ing it up, is live with a Friday Night Natter over on her channel. Kirsty is there in my live chat as one of my moderators, and I help her by being a moderator over on her channel as well. So do make sure you check out that. If you haven't been there before, it's literally like meeting your mates down the pub for a chat on a Friday evening, except we're all in our own homes, and some of us are drinking a cuppa, some of us are drinking a pint, some of us are drinking vodka and Coke, whatever it is that you absolutely want. I won't go back through the chat and reread the chat right now, but yeah, don't forget, if you have made it this far, please do put the football emoji into the live chat, and if you are watching this on the replay, please do put the football emoji in the comment section. That's also the place to go and check out channels like our lovely Kelly, who is down there as the Authentic Army. Also check out Belinda Chapman. She's got a fabulous channel where she does a lot of hauls, a lot of Poundland, home bargain type hauls, and also cleaning videos. They're very, very interesting. And she's just started the Menopause Diaries. Coming up this week, I've got a brand new unboxing over on the other channel, a beauty box, a brand new subscription box to myself. I don't think any of us on this, on our collective, or part of the Authentic Army, has had this particular box before. I will be reviewing that this week. I've also got Slimming World updates and recipes and all sorts going up over on that channel. And then this week, there will be another Witchy Wednesday right here on Beyond Authentic. And I might even do a little bonus witchy video this week as well. So if all of that sounds interesting, why not hit that subscribe button and then click the bell icon so that YouTube notifies you each and every time I upload a video. But that is it for me today. And as we always say, stay you, stay weird, stay authentic, and we will definitely catch you next time. Come on, England. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody. Thanks to the spanners. We will see you all very soon. And as we always end, get those hands in the air, and we do one last awkward wave, awkward wave, awkward wave.